My name is Dickie and you're at the Hair Rules Salon. Welcome to Taryn Guy's Salon Series.
Hey, it's Taryn and I'm here with another Salon Series episode, and this time around we are at the Hair Rules Salon with Anthony Dickey himself, aka Dickey.
Yeah.
Just one word, right?
Yep, Hair Rules is in the house.
We're also here with Desiree, who is our model for the day, one of our models for today. And today's episode is actually going to be separated in two parts, and we are actually focusing on kinky texture, for category hair, if you want to kind of put it, they say, if you want to put it in a category. And two different variations. One, we're going to straighten, and two, we're actually going to do a kinky wash and go. See if that's possible, because a lot of kinky girls don't think it is. Right.
I mean, I get a lot of opinions about you can't use heat on natural hair, or you shouldn't use heat on natural hair, and those couldn't be further from the truth. Just understanding the texture,
right?
Which is what will allow you to have tons of versatility, which is what we're going to show you today, right?
Say hi. Hi. Not only is she sitting here with this fabulous turban wrap on her head, which is beautiful, by the way, but what exactly are you doing underneath the turban?
I have my hair conditioned and it's wrapped up in a bag. So I'm just gonna wait for the heat to straighten it.
And I believe these were special instructions from you.
Yes.
You told her to condition her hair overnight and come into the salon to prep her hair this way before straightening. Why is that?
One is because I'm not quite sure how much of her natural type 4 kinky hair she knows about. I find that there's a lot of misinformation, not fully explained information, or fully thought out and comprehensive information about this texture. So a lot of times what happens is that it gets cared for improperly and dried out. And heat damage comes from kinky 4 hair that's been cared for, or any texture hair that's been cared for improperly. And then you use heat on top of dry hair, and there's your big mistake. It's
so
like a sponge.
Straightening your hair on dry hair, period, is just a no-no.
It's where heat damage comes from.
Okay, so you asked her to moisturize her hair to give her hair more elasticity, more room to play around with.
Softness. You know, you think of a sponge, and if a sponge is sat there and dried out, you can almost break it, right?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And so when you talk about spongy, kinky hair, it's super dry, and it wants as much. It's impossible to over-condition this texture. But most women with kinkier 4 hair, 3 hair, have been taught at a very early age to stop buzzing the door.
So let's take off this turban. Let's see what's going on underneath here.
Yay. I'm so glad you did this. And we tell a lot of our clients that haven't been before, that come in for blow dries, we tell them before coming in, we'd like you to do at least, whether you know or not, or have a fully embraced wash and wear styling, do a couple days of wash and wear styling, or sleep at night before, the night before with conditioner.
So you would give this advice to any texture?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
any texture
texture
that was naturally drier.
Okay.
The less kinky or curl that's there, the less you have a problem with dryness. It's kind of like with straight hair, that's generally a flat texture that it gets greasy fast.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with your texture. You're on the opposite end of the texture.
I remember when I was in summer camp as a little girl, and I stayed with the Caucasian family, and they gave me my own pillowcase because I didn't wash my hair every day like they did.
Right.
And they threw it away when I left.
Because they just didn't know about your hair.
Exactly.
Some moisture.
But anyway, that's another discussion.
There's this notion that moisture is going to come from something in a bottle, or grease, or oil. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Water is a source of hydration, and conditioner is your best friend. But you only think of conditioner when it's used once a week when you get your hair shampooed by something that stripped it, and now you're using conditioner that just making the hair feel not as crappy as it did when you rinsed out the shampoo. It's not really working as fully and as capable as it can if you actually incorporated your whole hair care and styling routine into your shower routine, which works in the summer months,
So not
right?
just using it just as an after shampoo care.
Right, which is why the terms co-washing come in.
Right.
Co-washing is something that's done in between your weekly shampoo. And your weekly shampoo for kinky or four textures, your primary shampoo is going to be a non-sudsing cream shampoo that's closer to a conditioner because your hair is naturally drier. It will never need anything that has suds.
Yeah.
So then your conditioner is what you'll co-wash with through the week. The kinkier the texture, the more shrinkage you have, and the kinkier the texture, the more co-washing or washing where it has to be done more frequently. So the less days can pass by. If you have a looser texture, of course you get more days out of it. The fear is that you have to be mindful that the strands don't lock up because they're not straight. They have a pattern like this and they can't sit there and dry out because what? They'll break. It's like putting your earphones in your purse and then you take them out and they're all tangled.
Yeah.
But your hair is not cords and the strands will break. And the ideal is that you want to care for your hair like your favorite cashmere sweater.
She has her hair prepped already, so I'm assuming the next step is rinsing it out.
Yeah, did you wash your hair last night?
Yes, I did.
You did. What'd you wash with?
I washed with a deep cleanser. I think it's African black soap cleanser. And then I just conditioned it and I just left it and that's about it.
Okay, great. So the hair is clean. And now we'll just go through and re-rinse and recondition. And
Okay.
then we'll add, I'll blow it all out. Hair rules, blow it all out. It helps to add softness to the hair. I hesitate to say, I have some clients that say, oh, you have a heat protectant called blow it all out. And it's just like, I hesitate to say that it's a heat protectant. It actually prevents humidity from reverting the hair back so quickly. There's heat protectant, it does not come in a bottle. Heat protectant is your ability to moisturize your hair in a manner that's suitable to the texture, which is wash and wear styling.
That's a huge misconception because it's always what heat protectant do you use, and it's not about. It's almost like eating healthy.
Right,
It's not about just eating that one salad for the day, like I did today.
Right, or broccoli cures cancer.
Right, exactly. So
Right.
you eat your broccoli for that day. It's more of a lifestyle thing and how you care for your hair overall.
Right.
And then that's your heat protectant.
Right, it's like skincare, right? You have dry skin here, you have oily patch there, you have different hair types. Skin types, just like you have different hair textures. And so we're texture specific at Hair Rules, and so everything that we do is more texture specific to talk to you about your hair, your texture, not the one where the lady sitting next to you or the picture that you brought in, which might be much different than yours. And those little nuances about how many days you can get out of a wash and wear style.
Do you have any concerns, period, just about your hair? Tell us a little bit about your journey. Like, did you big chop? Are you newly natural? Let's get to know your hair before we do it, basically.
I big chopped 2 years ago around July. And so pretty much from there I've been winging it. I didn't do that much trims. I had a lot of single strand knots and my ends tend to be like the biggest problem. I never had a problem with heat styling because I use heat on my hair every 2 weeks. So basically, I guess the only problem I would have on my hair is the ends and like just the amount of time to like trim them. I don't really keep up with my trims, to be honest. I'm very on the go, so I'm not product junkie. I'm not none of that. I'm just very simple with my hair. So.
Okay, so low maintenance, and she's just worried about her ends.
Right.
Any quick tips on fairy knots? Because that's a huge question.
Fairy knots are only indicators that you need a trim. I say every 3 months. And that's 4 haircuts a year. That's not a big commitment, but it's the timing of those haircuts that are essential. Your texture grows as quickly as any white woman with hair down to here that has straight hair. It's just that most methods towards your texture have never been to completely embrace what the texture wants, because independent of what you think or know about your texture, it's going to dictate what it wants and what it doesn't want by the way it looks and the way it feels and how it performs.
So listen
yes,
to your hair.
Yes, listen to your hair. Everybody gains about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch a month, regardless of ethnicity and texture. And so in 3 months, you got 1.5 inches, right? The objective is to take off less than 1/4 of an inch every 3 months. And hopefully that throughout those 3 months, you're caring for your hair, keeping it super moisturized, stretched out. If you're not doing wash and wear, then you're doing proper protective styles. Kinky's not even mentioned in textbooks. So you have a global industry of gatekeepers, hairdressers that never were told anything about your texture. So except the usual kind of way that we care for, you know, kinky hair, or you know, that are natural, or wanting to relax it or put it away. It's like understanding and embracing it will lead you forward to having